Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Darkest Dungeon. Yes, that's right, Darkest Dungeon. But wait, Papa Boris, didn't you already finish this game? And I did. I beat it back when it was in early access, and I vowed that I wasn't going to make any more videos of it until it was released. However, even though it's still in early access, I decided I'd make some more videos for the game because there was a pretty major update that came out, and it changed the game rather dramatically, so I figured I'm not going to do a full playthrough, but I do want to show off some of the new things. And what better way to show it off than by making a new thing? So I'm going to go ahead and delete farts. I don't even know what's going on with farts, but farts is gone. Let's go ahead and make a new thing here. We'll call this Channellonia, which is really clever, and we're going to start this off. So, the beginning of the game hasn't changed. Still got this introductory cinematic. There's still this loading screen, and you're still worried that the game is going to crash any moment. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't normally crash, but for me it tends to have these pretty long loading times. Come on, Darkest Dungeon. Get with yonder program. Yep. Anyway, the game starts out the same way. You get put into this very brief tutorial mission, which hasn't changed. You got your Crusader and your Highwayman going through just a couple of rooms. You got a hallway fight and a final fight, so none of that's changed. However, you're going to notice once we get into combat that the game looks very different. So, here we go. Oh man, after playing Dungeon Mans, I just love being able to move with the WASD keys. Oh, it feels so good. Alright, so you can see right away, things look different. When you hover over the enemy, this thing appears, which is actually quite nice. It shows you all their resistances, shows you their hit points. I like this interface quite a bit. You can see there's this like floaty bat skull thing, which it looks nice and it kind of slides if there are more than one enemy. The other thing is, we won't really see it too much in this introductory fight, but we are going to see it shortly, is that there's a big change now when enemies die. So we'll see this briefly here. You'll notice it turns into this little lump for a second, and then it disappears, it goes poof. So when enemies die, they form a corpse on the ground, and that corpse actually, yes, thank you. That corpse actually stays there, which means that enemies keep their positions. So, like, archers don't automatically shoot up to the front just because you killed the front liner. They stay where they are. Now, at first, I like this change. I thought, like, oh, well, that's thematic. Like, why would an archer scoot all the way up? But my girlfriend pointed out this doesn't really make that much sense. Like, once you kill the front liner, fat guy, then, you know, you're just going to run and hit the archer. Notice how that thing slides? Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it a lot. You can also see the skills that the enemies have, although I hope the developers kind of change this up a little bit. Like, whereas this guy, you can see the chance to hit, their crit, the damage that they do. You can see their dodge and their speed stats. Here, it shows blanket fire as a skill, so I was like, I wonder what blanket fire is. Whoop, it goes away. So that's a little bit touch and go, but basically, when you kill the front liners, the corpse stays there, and it doesn't stay there permanently. It does go away after a time. Oh, please don't hit. It hit. Ouch. It does go away after a time. You can also attack it just like you can attack anything, and that'll deal you know, normal damage to it. And I think they all have like 8 health. So once you destroy the corpse, then all the backliner people, you know, move on up. So that's a big strategic change in the game. It makes some monsters a lot more challenging. Of note, because I tend to go a lot into the... Oh shit, come on. I tend to go a lot into the jungle-y place. It's not the Warrens, it's the Weald. Is this guy gonna die? Yeah, he's gonna die. No, he's not gonna die, because I missed my attack. Ouch, this is actually one of the worst I've ever done in this tutorial mission. I go there a lot. There's those, like, stinkers that shoot gas clouds at you. And normally you just kill the fungal guys in the front and the stinkers shoot up and everything's fine. But here the stinkers stay back where they are and they keep on doing those, like, gas clouds. And it's really, really devastating. It turns something that used to be pretty easy into something that's actually quite challenging. You'll notice that I'm not getting too much stress back from that crit, just 4. And it's lucky that the crit even went on both people. So the stress reduction from crits has been reduced. Overall, the monster damage and monster crits and stuff and the danger of fighting in darkness has been increased. So whereas before you could just gaily go along in the darkness, here you really should probably spend money on torches and keep the light level at least in the medium zone, because otherwise things get appreciably harder. There's also this, which when you complete the quest, it shows up this cool thing, and you can immediately return to Hamlet or continue adventuring. I think this needs to get worked on. I hope the developers fix this, because it's kind of stupid. When you kill the final enemy in a room and there's a chest to be pillaged, you have to like say, no, I want to continue adventuring, and then click the chest. Oh, it's trapped, surprise. And then you click over here and end the mission, which is really kind of pointless. So I think that they need to make it so that you can loot the chest in the final room, and then that thing comes up. The quirk system has been changed as well. So I'll show you that when we get back to our Hamlet here, if there's not another half an hour loading screen. But to chat about it briefly, you now have a maximum of 5 positive quirks and 5, oh shut up, 5 negative, Jesus, 5 positive quirks and 5 negative quirks. The game now shows you when like one quirk overtakes another. So like previously you would just like lose a quirk, or when you would have no idea about it. But now when you gain a quirk and it kicks out an existing one, it'll tell you like, yeah, this quirk shunted out this other one. You can now do some extra things in the sanatorium with your quirks. So there's a special section for diseases over here. So like it used to be diseases were negative quirks, but now diseases are their own thing. You can heal diseases in the sanatorium. You can also get rid of negative quirks. Diseases are much cheaper to cure. Your negative quirks can also become locked in, which makes them way more expensive to get rid of. So the previous strategy was just wait for a while, take care of everything else, and then once you're rolling in money, then you get rid of all your negative quirks in the sanitarium. However, now there's a bit of a trade-off. You may want to do it sooner before they get locked in and cost a whole lot more to swap out. You can also lock in positive quirks to make sure that they don't get cycled out from the new positive quirks you collect. So graveyard, this place. You'll notice there's a new thing over here, this book, which is like this glossary of all the terms, which is really nice. So you can see some stuff there. And of course the stagecoach. So this has not changed. The first time you complete the mission, you always get a plague doctor and a healer, which is all well and good. But you can't change their skills yet, and you are forced to go on this introductory mission. So that part is the same. Now, one thing I should mention, let me get our, oh yes, prepare for the journey, thanks game. One thing I should mention is that now the, according to the designers, the classes based on bleeding and blighting are better. Monster resistances have been reduced. And I can tell you that while monsters will sometimes resist your blighting, overall, yeah, the blights do land a lot more frequently than they used to, and that actually makes these classes viable. The other nice thing is that if a monster dies by bleed or blight damage, like if it dies at the start of its turn by the damage over time, to a damage over time effect, it does not leave a corpse. I don't think that really makes a whole lot of thematic sense, to be honest with you. Like what? So it dissolve the body? Why doesn't hitting it really hard cause the body to dissolve? But anyway, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of thematic sense, but it mechanically does make the enemy, or these skills a little bit stronger. The fact that you're less likely to have your blight resisted, combined with the fact that it has some extra utility, makes it actually playable. And I have played with the Plague Doctor. The Plague Doctor and I have a bit of a tortured history. I used to like the class until it was pointed out to me that it was total trash, and then I stopped playing with it, but I always held a soft spot in my heart for it, and I'm now pleased to say that it actually is a somewhat playable class. You can actually, it's nice, its healing skill was upgraded. Let's see, does she have it? Yes. It was upgraded so that now it actually is guaranteed to heal blights and bleeds on the target and on yourself. It used to be just a % chance. Yes, let me turn the torch up here. Beep. I don't want to go into darkness because the extra damage and stress is actually appreciable. So unless you have some particular reason, you want to make sure you don't do that. So here, you know, we got this issue where before you just want to kill these guys and these archers would slide up. However, now if you kill these guys, these archers are going to stay here till you also kill the corpses, which gives the archers at least a couple of turns. I should say crossbowmen, not archers. At least a couple of turns to peg you with their quarrels, which are pretty deadly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to dazzle this one. Okay, well, that was a failure. And you have to kind of change your strategy a little bit because those extra 1 or 2 rounds that they get to shoot you make a pretty big difference. So because these guys are immune to bleeding, I'm not going to use my bleeding attack there. Now, does he have Plague Grenade? Yeah, I'm going to actually shoot these guys with Plague Grenade. This has actually become a pretty good skill. As you can see, it doesn't do much damage up front, but it deals 3 blight damage for 3 rounds, which is 9 total damage on both of the enemies in the back row. So as long as they get hit, it's actually a pretty significant amount of damage. The Highwayman has an interesting skill. Overall, the developers said that buffs have been upgraded. To be totally honest with you, I haven't exactly seen that. It still seems like most buffing skills are not really all that worthwhile. But I haven't really played with this, too much, so I could be wrong. What is definitely different is that protection is now a much more useful trait. You actually, resist damage up front, and, the leper's protection skill gets to the point where, you can just totally resist outright the damage that you're taking. Alright, so those 2 quarrels, thankfully, were not crits. This guy is going to die from the blight that he is taking. This thing's already dead, so I think... Oh, I can't do a pistol shot on the frontliner. This used to be a buffing skill, now it actually deals damage, so the idea is if you can, pick off something that's low on health, you can also take a damage buff for future enemies. I only need to deal 2 damage to that guy, so yeah, I'm going to try this, as long as it deals at least 2. That'll be good to have the buff. Very nice. And this guy, we're just going to smite the front. Oh, that was a weak-ass smite, man. Weak. Totally weak. 5 damage, and that's with a bonus to Holy. Alright, so these guys are going to blight out, I think. Yep. So all that matters is this guy. We're going to hit him with a Noxious Blast. Oh, it's going to be 1 damage shy of killing him. Alright, so let's do Grape Shot, because that actually can target the front guy. Alright, so the corpse got hit, as you can see. It took some damage, but there's the guy. He's still back there, and if he wasn't about to die, then those corpses would have been annoyance, would have been a nuisance. Alright, I don't want him to loot the sarcophagus because he is a kleptomaniac. So let's take the hidden treasures with this guy, get some crests, very good. One interesting perk now is if you successfully disarm a trap, you actually get stress reduction. And it seems like I disarm traps more successfully than I used to. I don't know if that's just selective bias, but that 8 stress relief is nice. Here's a new thing. If you stick a torch in this, you fight a really, really, really hard monster. You're going to take a lot of stress and probably die. So I'm not going to do it right now. What I'm going to do is check into this room, and if this is the final boss, then I will go ahead and try that battle, because it's actually you get a really good reward for killing the guy. You get like a trinket. Oh, and I should mention that, speaking of trinkets, trinkets have supposedly been buffed, although I find that most of them still suck. However, what is really significant about trinkets is that you can sell them for money, and the minimum is like 750 gold, and some of them sell for a lot. So that's a really big change, because it actually makes the game a little bit easier. Now, I don't think overall the game's gotten easier. I think overall the game is still definitely harder than it used to be, but one thing that makes things a little bit easier than it used to be is the fact that you can sell trinkets for money, so overall you just end up having a lot more money than you used to. This guy doesn't have a group heal. What the hell? Well, or this lady, I should say. I'm going to actually try to Dazzling Judgment that guy in the back so that we stop getting tempting goblets. And now we need to turn our attention to the front. This dude will eventually blight out. Nice crit there. I should really just use my Vestal for healing, even though she doesn't have the group heal. Actually, let me just do Battlefield Medicines. Heal that guy for 1. I mean, it's better than nothing, and it gets rid of the bleeding. Perhaps I should have just taken my time to kill this guy. That might have been a mistake. Well, alright, so we got one more stressful incantation, and then her blight will kill her. I will go ahead and just do this, because the Vestal still gets to go. We're going to heal up this. This is not the latest update, but the newest this was the update before it, but now heals can crit, which will double the value of the heal, and then that was the update 2 updates ago. The most recent update additionally makes it so that when you get a crit on a heal, you actually also gain stress relief, which is kind of nice. Alright, so that actually was the final room, which means what we're going to do is go back, and I'm going to do this. I wasn't planning on this, obviously. I didn't know I was going to see one of these altars in the first level. I could very well die here. Oh, using torches is pointless because he makes the light go down to 0. We need to eat up food. 12, 14, okay, 1, 2. Oh yeah, right, I need to right click. Actually, this guy should get some health back. He gets 2 health per food, so that's probably the wisest place to put the food. Your heroes now get full. They can only eat food 4 times before they don't want to eat any more food. If I die here, then whatever. I'll just start another game in off camera and then do it from there. Okay, so this is pitch blackness. By the way, you cannot raise the light level, so it's stuck at pitch black. Let's see. This guy has, you know, total stun resist, but other blights and bleeds can affect him, and he has 77 health, which is a fair amount of health. He doesn't necessarily do that much damage, but he does make monsters. Oh, he resisted it. Damn it. He does make monsters appear. I can't stun him. I could do a smidge of damage, or I could heal somebody if I think the healing is going to matter. I think the damage is what matters the most. Oh, should have healed somebody. Well, that's a bitch. So is this thing unholy? No, it's Eldritch. I could do some protection and mark myself. I don't think this guy follows marks, so we're just going to hit him with the regular attack. And here he goes. He gets to go. So this is going to deal stress to everybody. Shuffles people around, which isn't a particularly good thing. And he didn't actually bring out any new enemies. Usually his attacks bring out enemies. You resisted the blight a 2nd time. That is a real irritation. Oh, I got a crit to make up for it. He resisted the bleed. God, his resistances are only 33%. That's a real bitch. Well, luckily she has a mace bash, and boy does she have it out for that thing. That is remarkable that that actually hit. Okay, here's the attack that actually brings out enemies. So these things don't have that much health, but they do cause stress. My guy doesn't have Holy Lance, unfortunately, so he's just gonna have to shuffle up. Ah, from the back it kind of sucks. Well, I'm gonna actually pistol shot the guy in the back. I think we need to try to get this guy down if we possibly can. And hopefully the other people will take care of these clapper claws. Okay, this is a little scary. That was 34 stress, and I'm blighted. Alrighty. Incision deals more damage up front. This deals... I'm gonna have to go for the more damage up front, I think. Please bleed. Nope. Alright. Please die. Oh god, this is the problem. This shuffling around is actually what's gonna cause me to lose, because I lost 2 turns with the Crusader. This thing went down to 29 health. Alright, the shuffle didn't completely screw me over this time. Oh, that was not helpful. She is about to die from the blight, or at least go into death's door. Ah, but he's vigorous. I think this is the first time I've ever seen Ronald not suck. Okay, great. Thanks for that. So he succeeded in this. Main issue is the health 6 damage, seriously? Oh, fuck, okay. Well, heal me indeed. We're gonna keep on shooting this guy in the back, because that's my one hope, is I can, like, get enough damage done that he'll be okay. So what I need... Oh yeah, there's actually an interesting mechanic now. This is from 2 updates ago. If you keep taking stress when you're at 100 stress, you now actually like go above 100, and when you get up to 200, you die. That was 2 dodges in a row, and there's the death blow from the poison. So we could just end up dying here. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's give it a shot here. There's still a chance. This guy's at 22 hit points. If I get a good Zealous Accusation and can just kill these things, not a chance. Not a chance, of course. But I could kill those things. If I could kill those things, then I could have gotten up to this guy and finished off the final damage. Damn, these clapper claws hit really, really hard. Luckily, she's hitting the Vestal, who has the biggest bag of hit points yet. Alright, her resolve is tested. She is not going to rise to the challenge. That's for damn sure. She's starting to get really stressed out. Okay, can we please... Oh my god. I need her to be in the back. If she had been doing damage this whole time, I might be in better shape. Why am I dealing so little damage to those things? Well, just go ahead and do a grape shot. At least I killed off one of them. Oh, and he's gonna bring him back. This really is too bad. That shuffle... I probably messed up. I should have had her like go backwards so she could start doing judgments and so forth. So we got 2 characters on death door, both of them are poisoned. He is selfish, which is not a good thing. I could try to flee this battle, but screw it. We're in it to the end here, folks. We're in it to the bitter Oh, she actually moves out, which is good. So we're going to start to hit this guy in the back. Oh, it's going to be so close. So close it hurts. What does that even mean? Oh, he's dead. Well, the odds here are really low now. I don't think I can finish this guy off. Does Open Vein go that far? No. I can Tracking Shot, but that deals almost no damage. Alright, well, we got to pile on. Oh, 0 damage? Okay, that's good. Alright, so, yeah, this was not the most impressive opener. I probably should have fled this battle, or fought a little bit differently. The shuffle kind of messed me up. But it has been a good introduction to some of the new stuff in Darkest Dungeon. So let's see if she even survives. Oh, she dodged at a critical moment. Alright. Okay, let's see if she can flee. Oh, retreat failed. Well, here goes. Oh, she's a death's door. She's hanging on in there. She's hanging on in there. Full of stress and paranoia. There it goes. Alright, well, that was a fitting introduction to Darkest Dungeon. Thanks for watching that, everybody. Victory? What? That's a bug. I died. Did I really get all the rewards of victory for dying afterwards? Yep, looks like I did. I got all the gold. That's hilarious. Okay. Well, yeah, so that's cool. We actually get 4 adventures. Interesting. I'm only supposed to have 2. But anyway, that's what we're going to try in the next video. Do we have some new classes here? Oh, yeah, we got a Hound Master who is one of the 3 new classes, and then some crappers here, and a good one. So, yeah, we'll see if I want to restart or just ride this out, because apparently somehow the gold made its way back to my place. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.